Now the economy is now beginning to rebound. We can see some growth happening. Like we all know, it's going to take a little bit of time, but as soon as all the reforms take root, the harsh economic environment and the suffering of the people will be a thing of the past. So the president received today the MD of the International Monetary Fund, and she came specifically to commend the president on the reforms that the president started. They are very strong reforms, very difficult to implement and sustain. And the IMF is so pleased that we've been able to sustain it, and especially because they are beginning now to see that the reforms are effective and that the benefits are now beginning to be felt by Nigerians. So they came to pledge more support for the reforms and for the administration, and specifically offering technical assistance for budget support. Second area for technical support that they are offering is in the area of our fiscal, monetary and structural reforms. The third area is in the area where they can help us to create more fiscal space and then helping us to then attract more concessionary funding from different development partners, because when you have higher fiscal space, then you can actually do more. And the fourth area is in helping us with our borrowing policies so that we can borrow at a cheaper cost and that the benefits of the borrowing can be felt in the economy by everybody. And so they are pledging more support to help Nigeria stabilize and for the biting harsh economic the biting economy or the biting realities that we're feeling to actually be ameliorated as quickly as possible. So it's a very, very fruitful meeting, and we're expecting her in the near term to visit Nigeria, where we can then deepen the conversation and see how we can maximize the benefits of this particular meeting. IMF will always give you advice, especially for low-income countries and vulnerable middle-income country. We're a vulnerable middle-income country. And the reforms that we've instituted have even made us even more vulnerable. And the IMF advice is not detrimental to the economy. Where you see countries that have followed the IMF advice strictly and followed it according to the advice, they always come out better. And yes, I understand the negative perception, but now we've instituted the reforms on our own. We didn't even do the reform based on IMF advice. We started the reform and we felt this was the best way to go for our economy to survive, for us to benefit maximally from government policies and incentives. We had to remove those subsidies. Now we've done it on our own. And the IMF is saying, now you've done the reform, so if we're going to support you, we're not asking you to do any more reform because you've already done the reform. So we're now here to support you because you've done the reform on your own. How much more can we now give you to stabilize your economy and for the people, the citizens, to feel the impact of these transformational policies and reforms that we've instituted?